So welcome to Saber Talk number 14.
Yep, 14.
Thank you guys for coming back. This is Harris and Gabe.
Yo.
And I'm Anthony, SpaceWindu, and we are back again talking sabers. And we have a special episode tonight because this is the episode where Gabe actually gets his saber.
Finally!
How many? He was supposed to get it last time and wasn't ready. So it's just sitting on the table here charging. Yeah. And Gabe can tell you guys about what type of lightsaber this is.
So I actually did a short video that I posted on one of the Saber pages on Facebook about this saber. It's a SaberForge Nova. I ordered it empty because I already knew beforehand that I wanted Anthony Harris to work on it for me. We had an old Crystal Focus 7.5, maybe, or something like that. Crystal Focus 7.5. So now, mind you, Anthony and Harris are both like super busy, right? So it's been sitting here. I left it alone. Whenever Anthony can get to it, he can get to it. Whenever Harris can help, he can help. And so these guys basically pulled an all-nighter and surprised me and finished it up for me. Right in the nick of time for Christmas. Actually, it was my birthday, like 2 days ago, so it was a good birthday present.
I didn't realize it was your birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah, Tuesday. Thanks.
I actually talked to him on his birthday and forgot. And then like 2 hours later, I'm like, it's his birthday today.
I'm bad at that kind of shit. I'm so bad at birthdays.
So, yeah, so these guys pulled an all-nighter basically, and it surprised me the next morning and shot me some pictures and videos of the Saber. So I'm super excited. With the Saber, we got a rumble motor in here too with the Crystal Focus. It's got a BBW, right? Yeah. LED on there. You guys should talk about the specs. You guys put it together.
As far as like the inside stuff goes, it's really tight in there. So Harris and I had to kind of do some cram foo, and the blade depth goes down pretty deep on this one. Maybe, what was it, like, it's almost like 3 inches probably.
Yeah, it's got good blade depth, so it's a great going to be great dueler.
It feels great.
Great dueling saber it's going to be.
Yeah, I love the sleek feel of this saber. I have small hands, that's why I wanted something like this with their apprentice line of sabers, because I knew that they were
nice looking hilt.
Smaller. Yeah, it's a pretty cool looking hilt. I do want to do some kind of cosmetic customization to it, just to make it a little bit my own.
Sure.
I just don't want it to look like everyone else's Nova. I guess I get that from having the MHS, that it's your own build. Yeah. And I was telling Anthony earlier before you came, from the designing straight through the picking the colors and all the MHS, that makes it so unique.
Yeah, it's your own.
So and then I've always owned one saber. I've never had like 2 or 3 at a time.
So it had to be personal.
So
you owned one MHS, but you had a few old MRs, I remember, back in the day. And didn't you have an Ultra Sabers that you sold early? Or no?
No, I never had an Ultra.
I had
a SaberForge Fury that I sold. I had a Fury. I did have those what do you call those?
The Master Replicas.
The Master Replicas. I had one of those graphics.
Like the old $100 ones.
Yeah. I had one of those laying around just for show, and then I had the Fury that I sold, and then we got the MHS. So that's about it. That's the most I've owned at one time. I think 3, 2 or 3. But then then I had to get rid of financial reasons. I had to get rid of my MHS, which I wholeheartedly regret because I love that saber. But I fell in love with this one. I love the look of it and the way it feels. It's awesome, and I'm very happy with it. I mean, I can't say much about it. You guys did all the work. So
I like the lighted grooves in the.
Oh yeah,
in the emitter. I like the grooves on it.
Yeah,
so it's a blue as we said, and it's got a white. It's wired for white flash on clash.
Yeah.
Give it a tap. Everybody can see it.
Yeah.
Anthony custom built that button for you. That's a custom one of a kind button.
I see. I can tell.
It's awesome.
Yeah. We'll upload some photos of it.
Yeah, I want to take some photos as well, because I realized that in my phone, the only ones I had taken that night, I mean, we took some videos of the building of it, and what I'll actually do is like take some clips from that, and I'll put it
all together in this video.
Yeah, and then we also were talking a little bit earlier about some other parts of the Saber, which we'll bring up right now, because we just want to talk a little bit about like the inside of it, and we talked about the blade depth.
It's
and
tight.
That goes down pretty far, but then you have your LED module, or in this case, in this case it's an LED module that we sort of screwed in. So maybe there's 2.5 or so inches of blade depth now, or 2.25, and then you have your LED module.
Yeah.
And then below that is the buttons.
I don't know if you like this or not. We put the button on there, so the thumb screw. So this way you can put an Allen key in there.
No, I prefer this.
I like the knob. It's
I was kind of glad when I saw that,
pain in the ass to
because
carry the
I kept
Allen
thinking
keys.
about the retention screw.
Yeah, and then you don't have to carry it.
You can take Anthony. He's got a few of them laying around.
Yeah.
So Harris picked out that one. He said that the brass.
I think the brass is
really
like a nice offset for it.
I was just gonna say that it adds a nice contrast to it.
Yeah.
I prefer that. And that's
You know what else would
I would
actually
even
be
get this
kind of
brass
nice?
too if I could.
Even if flip it over to the other side, there's that little retention screw right there.
Oh, yeah.
I would take that out and put a button head
Reedley
screw
or something.
like a button head screw in there.
Okay.
Yeah, like something like something like that in there. With a smaller,
a
smaller one in there. So you get a little bit of that brass accent to it.
Yeah, it would be like two things. That would
Brass and brass. You know what I
If
mean?
I were to change this to brass,
Then that would
I mean that's how you customize
cool.
it. You know.
Yeah, well, talking about customization, right below the buttons we have the speaker, which Gabe wanted the, what's it called, you guys?
I forget.
Premium, super premium?
High-end, super premium, and you get them from the TCSS, right?
Yeah, so they're like $15 at the Custom Saber shop. We put in the 24 millimeter speaker, but me and Harris kind of knew that, even though it's a premium speaker, that 24 millimeter, unless you have the proper housing with the right resonance, I think they're available on the Shapeways shop. If you have the room, and here we didn't have the room.
Just a little bit, weak.
A little more resonance maybe would have done it better. Like I have this Saber here, which has the same type of speaker, and I knew it wasn't going to be very loud. Like I can't hear the hum too much on this if there's other things going on in the room, or if the sound font isn't like kind of optimized. Sometimes you can pick like a louder sound font hum or a louder sound font overall, and
a little bassier,
which we want to do. So we already put like pitch black as number 1. We can do other fonts that Gabe wants that will kind of bring out the punch of the speaker a little bit. But what Gabe maybe is going to do is going to order an extension piece, which is going to customize this. We're going to add on another speaker into an extension piece, which is going to go near the pommel area. So that's something that Gabe and Harris were talking about before. I'm going to put those clips in.
Try and give a little more balls to it.
Yeah, because if we bored out something, Harris offered to bore out an extension piece that SaberForge makes, and then he can put in the 2-watt bass speaker, which we all are happy with our 2-watt bass speaker.
We're going to open up the inside of the body of the pommel, and maybe if we have to, the inside of the body of that extension.
Yeah.
And we'll get everything to fit in that extension.
I think maybe if you did the extension, I think you're right.
We'll seal it up good with some good like maybe a 2-part epoxy in there, and that'll hold the speaker in place. But at the same time, it'll seal it and give it more of a resonance chamber, so it gets a little louder.
Yeah.
As Gabe knows, I'm a musician. Gabe's a musician actually. Like think of a speaker. If you hold the speaker, and then you have a guitar amplifier. The speaker inside of that wood cabinet has resonance. It's got something to sound is vibration, and the sound pushes off of whatever
all
it
that's
hits.
designed for those types of acoustics to make that speaker. Really
Same thing on your guitar, on your Quattro. It's got the hole in the middle.
Yeah, the mouth.
Well, that hole is allowed to if you just stretched a metal string and plucked it, you're not going to get any sound.
Exactly.
So that vibration needs room to come back and bounce back at you. Yeah. Like
for this crossguard saber here, I built my own little speaker pod, experimenting with that 24 millimeter bass speaker for that, and faced it outwards and built some kind of ports into the saber hilt that let the sound out. Come to find out, set to 3, which is what they recommend the sound volume being set to, 1, 2, 3, and 4 being the highest on the Plector boards. They recommend it being set to 3. So on that saber, I set it to 3, and come to find out, it probably needed the customized chamber that they must sell on Shapeways or sell through somewhere. So when it came to Gabe Saber, we wanted to customize our own speaker chamber for it, which you did, and you cut a nice plastic speaker chamber that slid in there really nicely. Perfect. And we even tested it where all the innards were out. We had the board connected,
and it still wasn't that.
It wasn't. It was the same basically. And then when we pushed all the stuff in, it was the same. And
that's also because we're used to those 28s.
Yeah, you're used to the MHS. So with the MHS, you have room for that speaker housing to hold that speaker, and that really just
we got spoiled. We got spoiled with that bass and the hums.
But I think that we can do it with this.
And then
we
you
can
get
add
a 24 and you cram food in there. I mean, guys, this is so. Before we started the show, these guys showed me the inside of this. Everything is just like basically sticking out of the end here. This thing is just holding on. Yeah. It's just seriously crammed full. There's no space for a chassis. There's no space basically for anything. It's just the way the hilt is. I mean, I'm not criticizing the hilt. I mean, I love this. That's why I got it. You know, I got small hands. I like the sleek
It's
feel.
a small hilt.
But
it's a small body hilt.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
It's only about 10 inches long, to be honest with you.
And also, I'm noticing those cutouts, which is like engraving.
Yes.
It's making the
so the body has to be a little thicker inside.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
If I can throw out here real quick, I want to show attention to detail. Of course, this SaberForge hilt, their process in charging batteries and things like that are a little different than what we're used to. But Anthony actually drilled out 2 holes here for a rice port and a hole for a kill key. It's over there. And very nice, clean work right there. It almost looks factory. Anthony did great work. He countersunk the hole so that the ports are kind of embedded into the hilt a little bit more. They barely stick out anywhere on the side. Yeah. So great work, man. That's beautiful, beautiful touch.
Yeah, we try to follow the SaberForge line there on
Correct.
the side.
He followed it. He incorporated in with almost with their design. He put the switches in between these cross lines, which great eye for detail, man. Great eye for detail.
Yeah, thanks. I actually did that when Gabe first came over with the Saber. We thought, just like any project, I mean, anything I do, I'm telling you, like at work or with Sabers or, even when you're like, I've been painting rooms for my dad at his house, and it's like you bring over the paint and you think you're going to paint 2 or 3 rooms in a day. And you realize you barely got 2 coats on 1 room.
Yeah.
So Gabe came over with that Saber. We thought we were going to install it in an afternoon, And then we come to find out, okay, well, we need a recharge port, we need a rice port, we need button, different things had to work on it.
Yeah.
So that took the time, and then we needed another day and stuff like that happened. So,
so it's a very nice hilt. Yeah. My only complaint, and I'm not knocking anybody, again, SaberForge hilts, they're nice, a little sharp on some of the lines, not bad.
This one's far better than ones I've had in the past.
Far better, much superior than I've seen in the past. I almost like it to the point of it's just got a little bit of an edge to it, which almost kind of, I hate to say it, it's not cutting my skin, but it helps dig into the skin to hold it a little bit. So that is nice. The grip lines actually act like grip lines. It's nice to hold in my hand. But what I find is as you play with this and the more you use it and play with it, and I don't know about you, but
he's going to wear it on his belt.
Yeah, he's going to wear it on his belt. But I mean, for me, nothing's a greater turn on than sitting on my couch watching a movie, Star Wars, and sitting there and polishing my Saber. So, as I get more and more use out of the Saber, and more polishing, maybe you might come over and Ann has a polishing wheel here somewhere.
But he's not going to want to do that with with the anodized, right? Or with the black part, he's not going to want to polish.
You think the polish will come off? The black will come off? The anodizing?
No, I think the polish, though, affects it somehow. Like, you see how there's, like, that nice sort of matte...
It's like a satiny finish
like a satin
Yeah, it's like a satin finish.
If we applied the
black, you think it'll mess it up? The polish?
Because I've heard a few people on the FX-Saber forums say that.
All you got to do is go out to any dollar store near you, and they sell some kind of bullshit rag.
Will be good.
And the more you hold it, you polish it like that, the more you love it. Yeah. I know this looks a little weird, guys. Sorry. I've been watching a lot of Howard Stern lately. I'm sorry. My mind's fucked up. I'm sorry.
We're the ones staring and shit.
See, I thought you were going to say earlier that when he's using it and spinning it and playing with it, then
that too. That's all of this incorporated.
Yeah, all the wear and tear.
Yeah, like for example, I mean, this has been my main hilt for a couple years, and even when I first built this, some of those edges were a little sharp, a little, even that, and I have the SaberForge cover tech knob on here in the brass, and I've had that on there for about 2 years since they came out, and it's nice. It's worn down now. It's got a nice patina to it, and all the lines, the edge lines, there's no sharpness. It's smooth, and I think that'll happen with this in time.
Yeah.
You know, I think it'll happen with this in time, and you know, the people who complain about when they get a hilt that has sharp edges, you know, all you got to do, polish it up, man. Make some love to it. Polish it up, and in no time it'll feel nice and smooth in the hands. I think this is a good dueler, man. You got nice deep blade length, almost 2.5 inches. All that right there is blade length. You got some room right here for the switches, and we ended up, I think we shoved the speaker right in here, and then the battery's right under the speaker, and the card's on top of the battery, and then we even have those 2 jacks coming down here for the rice port and your kill key, so it's tight.
All right, so the plan that I had was to put like the buttons go there, and then the battery somehow, and then the board. There's not much space there, but let's see what's going on.
Next thing I would do, I would wire the switches. You need a 7.4.
We have a couple battery choices here.
You need a that's a 7.4, yeah. Small one, but you'll get some runtime out of that.
These are basically the same size, just made differently, right?
I would go with the long skinny one, because your LED is going to be like around here, right?
Yep.
Are these the LED holders?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to put your pack around here, right there, or I mean,
like we'll have to see how deep this button. I have a little. I have one of those things that I want to place, which will raise the button up a bit, if you know what I'm saying. That little.
Are you gonna glue the button in?
No.
You're gonna use that. They're a bitch getting inside that.
Yeah, I gotta try that. See if I can get this to connect that way.
And then keep in mind, I put the wires on first.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
That thread's in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if it threads in, that's perfect. Great.
This is the vibration.
Oh, now what's the motor encased in there? I've never seen these before.
Oh, it's just a certain type of vibrator that is in my personal Saber, and my buddy Mike told me that that's what he used.
Oh, because every of the ones that I've used, I pulled out of toys and stuff, and they got the spinning end to it. Oh. And the problem is that always gets bumped against something.
Yeah, like this is like what's in the phone.
It's an internal.
So it'll literally just vibrate, and it's not as. So yeah, we can use this button as well, I think.
Welcome, Lord Vader. We've been expecting you.
Well, while we're on video, let's show what we just did. So just soldered that switch up.
It's going to be the main button.
2 wires, positive and negative, for the LED. 2 wires for the power of the switch. Good job.
Making a pod for the speaker holder.
Oh, nice. It's good.
Perfect.
Yeah. Do you glue the speaker in there somehow?
Yeah, I'm gonna figure something out and like shorten that speaker pod, but that's about where it'll sit, and then the speaker pod will just be like chopped.
Cool.
Like maybe we will use.
I love a speaker pod, man. I think it enhances the sound.
Yeah, I was actually thinking of a shape like, kind of like.
You know, if the FBI was videotaping us, they'd be thinking we were making bombs.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've thought about that a lot.
Right?
Like that's what I feel like customs sees when the shit goes through customs. They see a fucking pipe bomb in there.
Like if you want to get to inside here, you got to pull it. Oh, no. Are they ports?
I made those as ports.
Oh, that looks awesome. So one's recharge?
Yeah.
And one is rice. Awesome. I didn't know that. Okay.
Have easy access to the SD card, which is great.
Easy access. We put the SD card way at the back. So you take that off and there's the card right there. It's that simple, easy access. And even if we do add that extension to it, we'll be able to twist. It'll be connected with wire probably here, but we'll leave enough wire so it braids up.
Yeah.
And you can pull that off and get to your card. This is not an internal view Saber.
You know what we'll try to do? We'll try to put a quick disconnect if there's enough room.
That's possible too,
yeah.
to pull a quick disconnect off. That's an easy addition. So you know, I think you're gonna have this and you're gonna enjoy this for a little while. You know,
no, it feels great.
It's a nice hill.
And as I mentioned earlier, the rumble motor on here, it's just like a
little bit
it's subtle.
It's subtle, but
I feel that, and I like how it's tied to the blade. I followed the directions in the CF manual, so as the blade flickers,
flickers, you can feel the
change.
the vibration change.
That's kind of cool, yeah. And it felt real to me, and I guess because the fact that the hilt is slim, like I have the vibe motor in mine, it's cool, and I love to have the vibe motor, and in yours it feels like that real. I don't know, it feels like a samurai weapon or something like that. I feel
you get
like
vibrational
mine feels
feedback.
like mine feels like a mag light or like the Koran horn type of handle. His feels like the ninja sword, slimmer. Like I feel like this is.
I got you.
Like one of those
I could,
things.
By the way, I don't know
Maybe
where it is.
looks too.
Where's your blade plug?
Right over there.
This is a nice.
Let's talk about this. This blade plug is really nice. It's cut out. It looks like it's got some Jedi, what do you call it? Arabash, yeah, the Star Wars writing on it. I'd love to know what that means. Probably says SaberForge on it.
Yeah.
But when it drops in, what I like about it, the way this hilt is made, it's countersunk right into there.
It's
so,
very
yeah, when
even.
you put that in there, it almost looks like an arc, the old Tony Stark arc reactor, but it's very nice and flush. It really looks nice. And when you fire it up with the blade plug, you get some nice effect out of it. You get that nice arc reactor kind of effect.
Yeah, the sides too.
It's cool. And you get that, you get the white flash on the flash with it. Badass, man. I would love the Saber.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah,
awesome.
I'm super grateful to you guys for doing this. You caught me by surprise, as I said. I would have never expected or even asked you.
Happy birthday,
to do
Merry
like
Christmas,
that.
buddy.
But for you guys to sit here all night long and lose sleep to do this.
We had a great time.
It was smooth running.
We had a great time. Anthony and I work very well together. We both know what we're doing with this stuff. We both got hands on. And I say it all the time, man. I feel when I work with you, dude, on a Saber, I feel like we're working on tendons and arteries inside of a knee. And, yeah, it's like surgery. It really is. It's microsurgery.
Yeah.
So we're bringing those tubes and those vascular organs from one piece of the hilt to another, and we're breathing life into this. And the board is the heartbeat, and the battery is the heartbeat. It gives it, and it just comes together. It feels up top, man. It feels great. I fucking love working with this guy.
Yeah, that was.
You know,
that was
my only wish is someday you and I could make millions, fucking just sitting and doing this all day long. If we could do 2 of these a day, we'd be millionaires in about 1,000 years. But it would be awesome getting there, man.
I just want to be quality control. I just want to sit in the corner and just duel with them all day and say this one's good. Next one.
Yeah, back to the drawing board. Take this one back.
That's it. That's awesome, man. Yeah, but I totally do want to try. I do want to try that idea, adding the extension, putting the 2-watt bass speaker in there.
What's it gonna hurt?
Yeah, and if we have the quick disconnect, what could happen is like this is almost like stealth mode. I think the speaker's even called stealth speaker.
Yeah,
is what the name is. But this is like stealth mode. So you take the quick disconnect off. He puts on his OG pommel.
You can change
It's
it.
like a tighter weapon now.
You
Or if
change
you're
it
like,
up.
I want it to be loud this weekend, he puts on the
Extension.
extension.
True,
It's a
yeah.
little bit longer.
Very good
But more like
idea.
a samurai sword than a ninja sword, right? A little bit longer.
Awesome idea.
And then, you know,
Yeah, it
keep
still
that
remains
way.
sleek all the way through.
Awesome idea.
I mean, and what you mentioned earlier when you sat yours next to mine and compared it, the MHS I had, how long was that? That thing was...
Probably 12 inches.
It was about 12 inch. Yeah.
So, you
So
know,
this thing's about 10 inches. It's about, it's a little over, maybe, I mean, the main body. What would
I
you
was
figure
trying to
that
find
main
my
body is?
calipers for
Oh,
you.
yeah. It's probably about an inch and a quarter, would you say? And what is MHS? Like an inch 35, I think? I forget how big MHS is. And of course,
yeah.
MHS V2 is a little smaller.
Yeah.
But
MHS V2 seem to be on par with this.
yes, the V2 is about the same hilt type size and length as the SaberForge. And I'm sure, I don't know all their SaberForge line, but I'm sure there's other sabers that are a little bigger, a little thicker, you know?
yeah, they have their the younglings, the apprentice, and the elite. The elite ones are the full-size ones, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, these don't have threads, do they? Does it or don't?
Yeah, they're both male though, right on both sides. I think. No?
No, their feet, well, yeah, so you could get that, fit that into here.
Yeah, but
You
even
need
though,
a male and a female.
yeah, see, this is both male. Not only
Is there one in here that is both?
this one?
Yeah, male, female.
Mm,
Is that it?
yeah, male, female.
Yeah. So you could get that, and we could probably fit a speaker inside that. What's the internal dimensions in there?
Let me see if it says it.
Just look at the thing, and look at internal dimensions. So now we're coming down. We're getting like right about there.
Correct.
You'll have like half of the speaker sticking out. Now between that and
the extension.
that little extension piece that's not even an inch, like how big is that? Is that an inch right there?
Yeah, just about.
Between that and that?
It's about an inch and a half. Or inch
So
and a
maybe
quarter.
we
That's
can,
like an
and then
inch a
maybe we
quarter.
can do a little surgery inside and try and recram fill it. Maybe we can trim some of the wire back, take some of the wire that we don't need out.
Well, it's about the length, though. It's not about the wires sitting in that space.
Right.
It's about the length of the card.
I agree. Not harming anything else and still giving us room to get the card in, but maybe between the extension and that little bit extra, and we countersink a speaker into there, we might be able to just squeeze it in, dude. It's up to you. It's up to you guys. I think we might just be able to squeeze it in. If you're seeing what I'm going, like if this will be, like, so that's on there now, right? So we're going to separate it. What's that? About 1/8 of an inch?
Well, it's like,
Or
be like a
0.8?
half-inch extender.
Whatever that extension is. How big was that?
That was 0.8.
0.8. So
Probably less than that.
how wide is that?
Well, we need a little more than that because
the
if that
card's
card
sticking in,
touches
correct.
that, it'll vibrate.
So yeah, we'll you know, hopefully we'll be able to countersink that in more. I'll even do that tonight. We can sit the speaker right in there.
But we don't have a extension piece.
Correct. So we won't be able to complete it tonight, but I'll start dremeling it if you guys want to do that.
Well, let's have a SaberTalk show, though. I mean,
I
because
thought we were.
we can't do the complete operation. I don't see a point in
Correct. Not
grinding
doing
it all
okay.
down and stuff.
Wait, hold off until we have all the parts.
Yeah.
What is that extension run? Gabeinator?
Hold on, I was just checking if they had like short bodies. Maybe we can use as an extension instead. Because
But it seems like you can look at MHSV2, right? And get an extension piece for that. That would work.
I'd sooner see him get a piece from them because it'll be more uniform.
Yeah.
I would get that male-female coupler.
this one,
Which one is male-female coupler? This
Which, yeah, it was either.
this one I think is they
So I mean,
But that's
well,
like,
let's talk. Let's talk. Let's move this down here, right? And let's look at this here. Okay. So, what design would you like best? Because see, he's showing the piece, but you can get the piece in different configurations. You can get it female, 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 male, male, male.
Perfect.
Weathered, 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 heavy weathered, heavy weathered. So now arrow back, go back to your last page. Okay, now hit that coupler right there. So let's take a look, same thing. So if you want that kind of look right in between there, you can go female, female, male, female, male, male, depending upon what you need.
Because what
you understand?
You could also do a male, female, and add.
Yeah, yeah.
You could do that, but I don't want to bring it out that far.
No,
I only want to give it
0.8.
I'd only want to give it what it needs,
So you
just to fit that
I would
speaker in
recommend
there.
more than 2 of them, because then
I wouldn't do 2. I would do 1. I don't think you need 2.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Look at the dimensions on this one. The other one was 0.8. What's the dimension? This one might be a little thicker.
Same thing, 0.8 inches
0.8.
long.
Might as well get 2 though. I mean, with the shipping
See,
and
there's
all.
all different couplers. There's that one, there's this one, and this one. So if you just want a solid piece in there, you could just mount the solid piece in there on the outside. But it's already finished. That's going to look, the metal from that is going to match this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's up to you what you want to get.
That.
But
yeah,
I
look,
would,
you can get it in
see,
black.
You're good. Yeah, I mean, you can get a black piece. You can, you know, there's your, so that there's the male. That'll screw in up here. Okay? And the card should fit in between there, because that's what that coupler's designed to be, the same internal diameter as this, right? Or, I mean, you can get a black if you want. You can, you know, put
that
a nice
might
big
hide
black
it more,
section.
like have it like hidden more.
Once that little piece is on there, I really don't think you're even going to really notice. It's just going to blend in as part of the Saber. You know, think like see this? Most people don't see this ledge.
Yeah.
But it's like, for me, it left a little bit of definition. So I was going, originally when I built this piece, I was going to bring it down more. But then I decided to take it back a little bit and show the definition going like a slope, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you're looking at it.
Like steps.
Like, yeah, you see the step down. So that's what this is going to do. And you just need to pick out which coupler you like best.
Yeah.
And I think once we get that coupler, you really want to order 2, order 2. You can put them together here. And at 2, you'll be this long now.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to add a lot of length to the Saber. I'm only trying to give us what we need to fit a larger scale speaker in there. And keeping in mind, let me show you this too. I'm going to use my little pointer here, okay? So keeping in mind too that we're going to add a little speaker right here. So you don't need a lot of wire. It's only 2 wires here and here. And they're going to go right to the board. Which is right there. There's your speaker wires. Yeah. Boom, boom. Okay? So now, once we do that, you're also going to have the 22 millimeter speaker up here, and then you'll have the 20, what's this, a 28?
2-watt bass.
28 2-watt bass down here. And that's going to pick it up. That's going to, that 2-watt bass is going to give it, we can even experiment. If you wanted to experiment tonight, we could take 2 little pieces of wire and put them to there, pre-wire that, and then let's fuck around. Let's put a speaker on it and see how it sounds. See what this does to it.
Well, it won't be
as opposed, I mean, it's only 4 wires to solder on, and to solder in a 2-watt bass speaker and see how it sounds with the 2 speakers together. No, we're not going to be able to cram it in there, but at the same token, do you have like here? If you had like some kind of a chunk of an extension piece, we could put an extension piece down here and see how much louder it is with the tubing on it. You following?
Yeah.
Let's play.
See if this works. I'm actually not sure I have a new 2-watt bass.
Dude, here's one right here. Is this blown?
I don't know. I actually don't know, because I think when I have them loose in the drawer here, I don't think they work anymore.
Well, who cares if it works, if it doesn't work? We just got to listen to it and listen for the volume. We don't need to use a brand new speaker.
No, we're just experimenting.
This will work.
We're just experimenting.
Yeah. Success, Doctor. Success.
We'll know in a second. I was just going to test it, but we'll know in a second.
Hook it out. This ain't rocket scientist. We're just playing with the speaker. You know. All right with that. Definitely louder. Push the button. You'll be able to hear this guy. You're not going to move it well.
That's what you want, right?
Yeah, definitely louder. See if you can give it a swing or two.
The hum is really where you notice the difference, because the smaller speaker, the smaller speaker just has like the weakest hum.
Sure.
Whereas like on the ignition and the retraction and the clashes, you can hear it, and then the hum is sometimes low.
It's up there louder now with an MHS volume. What font are you on?
Pitch black.
Okay.
You have that one?
Yeah, I do, in fact.
Sound bank selection.
SaberForge. Report updates. Low Republic. Report updates. Shuttle. Rogue.
Audio player.
Nightfall.
Crystal focus.
Nebula. Pitch black. Pitch black.
And you probably have yours in a speaker housing.
I do.
That's a lot nicer. When it's tight in there, it will be
You'll get a
probably
nice
not as
sound.
loud as yours, because you also have resonance.
Correct.
This is
I
not
have
gonna
some
much
room in here.
resonance,
I mean,
unless you do the 2 extensions, you know.
that's up to you. So I would say desolder that now. Leave the wires. I would say heat shrink the wires so that, or just cut them to the end so nothing metal touches. Just, and a hunk of heat shrink, you know. And then shove them in there so this way that connection's already done.
Yeah.
So if we ever do add another speaker to that, it's already there and it's stuffed up in there.
Yeah.
We left a couple other surprises inside for, right? What else did we leave inside?
Well, we left him opportunities to update the LED and
things,
stuff
change
like that.
things, different lighted buttons.
And yeah, I wired it up for 2 lighted buttons, even though we only had 1 lighted button. But it was kind of good because 2 lighted buttons would have meant this button would have hung down. And we actually needed the space below there to push the speaker housing in. So the speaker housing like butts in there, and then the battery, and then the board.
And then the vibration motor sits under the speaker.
Yeah, that's what he was telling me.
You can feel it when you hold it. Sorry.
They're not as thin as these.
I hid the calipers around here somewhere.
I'll bring mine next time. I have it there.
I never even use it. I bought a new one and I put it somewhere, and I don't know where I hid it over here.
So something cool. I don't know if you have it here. Anthony drew out a little piece of artwork. This is mine here. But after I saw Anthony drew out Gabe's artwork, I'm like, dude. I go,
the wiring. Yeah, we should show
I want
that.
one. I want one too. Well, Anthony drew a picture for me. Took him about 10 minutes. Freaking amazing, dude. And there's the hilt right there. You know, so just amazing artwork. Just freehanded it. And tonight he's going to do a little bit more, like some little diagrams. And I already bought a frame. Tonight, before I leave here, I'm going to put this sucker in a frame, and I'm going to hang it up in my shop. Man.
Yeah, so this is sort of like a see-through.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's all
awesome.
the wiring, all the details.
Awesome.
That's sick. For you to sit there and just do that in 5-10
Kill
minutes. I couldn't do it to save my life.
No, I couldn't do that either.
Because we had something like that going just to show the wiring on your hilt.
Yeah.
And Harris liked the way it was looking. So.
Yeah, he's like, I want a
I'm
diagram
like,
too.
I want one too. Yeah, I want a diagram. I mean, I built my own hilt. Of course, Anthony does that, I guess, with his hilts.
Yeah.
You do it for all the hilts.
Basically, yeah, I just draw it out.
Draw it out real quick.
You know, like even now I'm working on like 2 hilts out of those Asajj ventresses, and I have the 2 drawings of it, so I can just in case something's
cool.
different with one.
Okay.
Because you know something's going to change depending. You know,
Very cool.
Something could be different about one than the
Very
other.
cool.
So.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Anthony's, I guess, a graphic artist?
Yeah, graphic designer is like my day job.
Yeah. So he's pretty good at drawing stuff.
That just comes
amazing.
in handy for designing sabers.
I love that. That's just amazing. I took that home. My wife was impressed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm like, Steph, you should have seen him. I watched him draw it. 10 minutes, man. It was like a kid doodling with crayons, but it came out amazing and beautiful. That's an amazing. I made him sign it. You know, it's an original Anthony. It's original SpaceWindu. So.
That's awesome.
Based on an original Saber.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you definitely got to frame that.
Was that the... No, that wasn't the hilt. Where's the hilt? Like, Gabe had his MHS saber with the blue. You had a hilt...
We sold that.
Oh, like the hilt that kind of
sold
matched
that
it?
Yeah, but
yeah, a green one.
It was a
that went to, I forget the guy's
that
name.
Okay, so
that was a private commission, and the guy in I believe like Arizona.
So you built that alongside Gabe's saber, and then
kind of. I started his first,
okay,
and then I did that one. I believe that it was the same thing, only it was your saber was blue and silver with brass accents.
Mm-hmm.
That saber was green and silver with brass accents. It was nice.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice.
And the blade color on that one was like a green blade?
Yeah, it was a green blade where Gabe's saber was a blue blade. And Gabe's saber, a couple of people called it the R2-D2 saber. It looked like R2-D2.
Yeah,
yes, it did.
Someone said it looked like R2-D2, and C-3PO had a baby.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, man. Awesome.
Yeah, this is a saber I just finished, like right after we worked on Gabe's. I finished this one up, or maybe right before, I can't remember, but this is a Darth Vader for Jeff. Having got a chance to mess with the fonts, I was actually wanting to hook up your fonts and then hook up these fonts at the same time. He wants all Vader fonts. This is a Vader lightsaber, and also like I want to get the like the rice work. So I put the rice on this, but just in a couple minutes that I was playing around, I didn't get the effects that I wanted. You see how the blade's static? Mm-hmm. So I wanted, the like the pulse and all that. So I just have to get the pulse going on this, get the fonts going, and yeah, like just.
That's that looks like a Master Replicas. It's a little big.
Yeah, this is like a 2005 Master Replicas. Is what it says on the palm. But for a Vader, it's not that obtuse.
No, it's not too
like
big.
some of the MRs. So this was a converted MR Vader that was like an LED, and then I converted it further to have CF9. Jeff actually uses this with his Darth Vader costume, so it looks like enough, very real,
sure.
Very close to Darth Vader versus like some of those other MR.
Would be a little small for a full-size Darth Vader.
Yeah, especially if you're going to be in a costume and stuff. Yeah. I think it would go perfect in that size.
So I just had to add like the aux button to get the effects for the CF9, which I put on the side there. This one doesn't have the flash, so it's just a straight XP2 red. So the blade, like the main blade color, is going to handle whatever flicker and lockup and stuff like that. That's going to happen. Actually, you were liking this blade in your saber because it looks good. But there's also Vader's Vault blade. You were kind of comparing the two before. Like I like this crappy. I don't know where it came from.
Yeah, this is more
custom
balanced.
Saber shop. Yeah, like
the color's more balanced on this trans white.
I'm always putting that in the test sabers that I have because I like the way the color looks full, and then the sometimes on certain colors the Vader's Vault a clear sanded blade looks great, like looks the best, and in other colors I don't think it looks the best. Like sometimes I think these like custom saber shop blades, or maybe I'm trying to remember where I got this from originally. Maybe it was a custom saber shop, but this one has film in it. I didn't build it. I don't know where this one came from.
You guys want to have some fun? Take them outside, beat them up a little bit.
Yeah.
Why don't we do that? We can film a little bit outside.
Yeah.
We'll duel each other for a minute or two.
That sounds good.
So, and we got a lot of meat and potatoes in this episode too, because we want to put some of the videos of us working on it and some footage tonight of us testing.
Yeah.
And so we're going to put it all together, and this will be SaberTalk 14. This is the Christmas episode for now. I'm going to sign off. I got to use the bathroom really good.
Oh, wait a minute. This is the Christmas episode. We're supposed to wear the Santa Claus hats.
Yeah, we were going to maybe wear that.
Oh, my God.
SaberTalk 15!
Coming in the new year, probably.
Coming soon, 14. I'm such a fuck up. All right, let's go fight a little bit.
All right, guys. Outside, and hopefully
thanks for watching. We'll see you at the next episode.
Yeah, hopefully we don't pop any of these polycarbonates in the cold weather.
I know, right? It's a good way to christen
we can rebuild them.
Saber. All right. Here, look at this hair.
Cut my leg off. Low blow. I got tired.
I'll record you guys.
I'm gonna have a heart attack. That's our workout. Test both on camera, see which one looks better.
The one you just had in, I think, looked brighter at the base.
This is it's like a little dimmer, but more balanced.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
other one's brighter, but it's
brighter more
it
towards
just
the
got the
middle
first-
and bottom.
Yeah.
Like it's brighter up the middle on Harris's because like it's the
Yeah.
Corbin film.
I can miss each other a foot away from each other. Ah! Silent assassin.
Yeah, next time if I can get my ass a little healthier, I can duel a little longer. Can you have to find
Are you trying to tighten up the blade?
Yeah, I
plug?
couldn't find I couldn't find the port.
That's a good argument for the thumb screw, right?
And hey, Gabe, too. Here, look at this. Give me your saber. If you want, we can get together. If you get another silver one, or if you want to change color, we can do something like this for you.
Oh yeah.
Well, wait.
That actually looks hot. I like that.
Oh yeah, so here's the cover for his rice.
Whatever
strip,
color.
too.
You can do brass, you know what I mean? You can do brass or
Yeah.
whatever color you want, but we can make a port for your rice port.
Yeah.
Like a little sucker for that.
Yeah.
That's easy.
That's a cool idea. I like that.
Yeah, you can do 2 silver if you want, you know what I mean?
I think
Mix it up. You can do
I think I like the red or brass.
Yeah, you do red, you can get black.
Because I like the contrast.
You have a black one yet? So I also don't know what SaberForge makes.
Let's see here.
But hang on.
Oh, you got the other one off?
Yeah.
The blade retention?
There it is. So it theoretically is a shroud.
Yeah.
So you could take that off. Maybe they make different shrouds. You can put a different shroud on there if you wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, Gabe even considered, I think the way they make this is that it's reversible. So it could even go that way. And he still has his blade retention screw, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It might be able to work that way too.
It'll be
And
like
add a
that.
shroud to this somehow.
Yeah, if you
That
wanted to
would
do
look-
a
Oh, yeah.
shroud
Look
up here,
hot,
you can
too.
make that the neck.
Yep. And add
Yeah.
a shroud to
That looks like a
instead.
little more like Koran hornish that way.
Yes.
This way it looks more like
Yeah.
Ascend.
That's a good idea. Oh, we got a lot to mess around with.
Yeah.
And
can play
again,
with it all
even
you
with
want.
that, if you line the screw properly with the shroud that was made for that, like the shroud that you make, you know, for it.
Yeah.
If you align the screw with those screws, it could be interchangeable, like the pommel deal.
Yeah.
So you could, you know, slide that off, put your new one on, like more like a Graflex style look if you like that, or, you know, anything.
I'd put a button there. I'd put a brass button.
I would.
No?
Yeah, because that would match with the whole concept of
it'll look
doing
nice.
the brass greaves and brass
Yeah.
Is that?
That'd be an awesome idea.
Oh, I think it's backwards.
What's that?
Like, I think that hole needs to go on that side. Because I don't remember that thing being in line with the button.
You are correct.